Jenny?
Well, disturbing new numbers just released by the Department of Defense show how sexual violence is a growing problem among U.S. soldiers.
Portland's Liz Luras is a survivor of sexual assault who's finally finding the courage to fight back more than 10 years after she says the Army unfairly forced her out. Tim Becker has more on how she's dealing with the trauma.
Before all of this, I was up to go to West Point Preparatory. I was absolutely a good soldier. I had never been in trouble with the military.
13 years ago, Liz Luras enlisted to fight for her country, just not like this.
I fight like a girl who fights back. I fight like a girl who's been pushed too far. I fight like a girl who offers and demands respect.
No longer will she be silenced by intimidation and fear.
Even if that means that I have to do it afraid, I'll do it afraid. Because I'm not leaving my battle buddies or myself behind.
Sexual assault is a despicable crime and one of the most serious challenges facing this department.
The Department of Defense just shared the staggering new numbers. Last year, they estimate 26,000 cases of military sexual assault, up from 19,000 in 2011.
It's like I can huck a rucksack, I can shoot an M16 like all the rest of the guys, but I can still get my nails done and it doesn't invalidate what I went through.
What she went through, and she has a police report to prove it, was rape. 3 separate times while in the Army.
My first rape was very public. I wasn't actually the one that reported it, and I went to the hospital because of it.
It's hard to come forward. There's so much shame involved in being sexually assaulted or sexually traumatized.
Determined to tough it out and maybe get to West Point, Liz kept quiet about the next 2 rapes, but still suffered.
I was on kitchen patrol duty all the time, mopping floors, pulling weeds, and just anything that they could possibly think of to bring charges against me.
For reporting a rape?
For reporting rape. Yeah. Wow. And this is the one where it shows the personality disorder.
The Army fast-tracked her out with an honorable discharge, also saddling her with what she says is a bogus label.
From 2000 to 2007, I think there's like 31,000 of us that have been given personality disorders as discharges to cover up for something else, or so the military doesn't have to take responsibility for the soldiers. And so it was just really a way to, I think, cover up for the rapes that I experienced in the military.
Liz Luras, Portland, Oregon, United States Army.
Judith Berger-Myers, Redmond, Oregon, U.S. Army.
Last month, she joined other survivors of military sexual trauma in Washington, D.C. to breathe life and reality into otherwise faceless and nameless statistics that politicians banter about.
To look them in the eyes and say, that was me, not just somebody that you might read about. I went through that. I was raped for my country. I was discredited for my country. I fought for freedom. I'm still fighting for freedom.
She's also fighting for a bill back in D.C. that calls for reviews of the questionable discharges of thousands of soldiers just like her.
I fight like a girl who's tired of being ignored, humored, beaten, and raped.
Soldiers who are also victims of military sexual trauma.
I think the thing to remember is not all wounds are visible.
Tim Becker, KOIN 6 News.
Liz recently entered the Miss Veteran America competition, where she's hoping to raise more awareness about that problem. Now, you can help her do that by liking her Facebook page. We have posted a link to that on KOIN.com.